Hi there. I was talking to a female friend of mine, and she was talking about getting back out there in the dating world. And we just got into this really great conversation about some things that she can try when she's out in the dating world. And I thought, well, let me just give her some quick tips. And she is super successful, super ambitious, and I challenged her to say yes to the next three men who ask her out. Just they have the courage to ask her out. She should be brave enough to say yes and accept their invitation. So I thought if she would just say yes to the next three men who ask her out and just see where it goes, just be open minded. Don't be so critical about what he looks like, what he dresses like, what kind of car he drives, any of that stuff. But just go out with him and see what happens. Because if he's brave enough to ask her out, I thought she should be brave enough to accept his invitation. So she just might have some unexpected fun and just meet a great person and just go with it. So then we talked about her updating her image a little bit. And it could be as simple as just getting a new haircut, getting new highlights put in, getting new bangs, whatever that may be, but just something to tweak her look. And I suggested that she see somebody out and about or ask a friend if she likes their haircut to go to their hairdresser and to get a recommendation that way. So if there's someone she likes at a grocery store, she should walk up to her and ask her, "Hey, I love your hair. Can you tell me who your hairdresser is?" And then you could maybe make a new friend. You can maybe get a new hairdresser. So while you're at it, I suggested that she take some photos to update her look for her dating profile. So she might as well just take some photos with her phone, have a friend come over and take some shots, some body shots and some headshots, and she can update her profile that way. And if she wants to meet new people, she can join new hobby groups. So whether it's running, hiking, woodworking, or sewing, there's always a group out there for you and always new activities out there that you can join to find like-minded people and you can make friends with them. So whether it's a man or a woman that you're making friends with, it's fine. After you get to know them a while, you can let them know, "Hey, I'm single. Do you have someone in your life who is also single looking for a great person?" And you could kind of list three of your must haves, and they can be a matchmaker and set you up. The only agreement is if you ask them for this favor, you will go out with the next three people that they suggest. So you can't say no. You just have to take up this challenge and see where it takes you. So, oftentimes people are putting together their profile and they don't know what makes them stand out in the crowd. They don't know what makes them unique. So I suggested that she take some time and get a piece of paper out and a pen and write down what things make her unique, what makes her stand out, what makes her a great catch. Take a look at the list and see how great she is and what a great catch she is. That way it'll motivate her and to have some confidence out there when she's dating. I just wondered if she ever put down these qualities and attributes of what makes a desirable candidate for her in finding a relationship. So I believe that knowing yourself is the first step in finding love. And that's why it's important to identify your elements of appeal. Take some time to reflect on what's important to you, what makes you unique, and then focus on that. And above all, don't forget to love yourself. I know we hear that all the time and it sounds so cliche, but if you don't like who you are in the mornings when you wake up, how do you expect someone to like you if you don't even like yourself? So you got to go through the day and taking care of your body, your mind, your emotions, and spirit. And that actually should be a daily practice. So your personal confidence will radiate outward and you're attracting other healthy, happy, grounded people if you are the same thing. So you can't ask for someone if you yourself is not that person. Like if you're negative Nancy, how do you expect to find someone positive? It's just not going to happen, right? So if you want to attract someone positive, you have to be a positive person and to exude that kind of positive, happy go lucky attitude in life. When it comes to finding a partner, it's important to prioritize, right? You have to prioritize your life and kind of give up some of the stuff that you want to do in exchange to going out on a date because you're making it a priority. So maybe you don't hang out with your friends at a happy hour on a Friday night because a guy asked you out to go out Friday night and you say yes to the guy. So you have to make dating a priority. I'm not saying give up all your friends, but I'm saying that if you make the decision to make dating a priority, you need to push aside some of that stuff that won't help you find a partner. Think about the top 3 criteria that you're looking for in somebody. And the only advice I can give you is to not be so quick to judge and don't focus on your date's flaws and don't find things wrong with him, but rather find things right about him or her and find reasons to go out on a second date or a third date and just not be so judgmental or critical. Just be a little bit more forgiving in some of those things. And what's important is important, but what is not so important, don't dwell on that. It's not going to help. So look for evidence of good qualities and appreciate what's lovely and admirable in that person and just don't focus on the negative. I'm not saying ignore the negative stuff, but just is it something that you can live with? And you just can't really wait for the person to come knocking on your door. You really have to go out there and put in the time and effort in finding somebody. So you got to put matters in your own hand and start chatting people up and engage with people online and suggest meeting over coffee or drinks or even a walk along the water or a hike, something. You have to invite people out so they feel good and that you're doing something. So just don't be afraid to initiate, is what I'm saying. It's okay. Whether you're a guy or girl, it's okay to ask that person out if you want to get to know him or her better, because you never know where it will lead you. So the other thing is that you can go on apps or dating platforms that you can maybe hear the person's voice first before you know if you want to go on a date or not. So sometimes you might be attracted to someone's voice. And if you're that type of person, you might want to do a dating app that allows you to hear him or her voice before you meet them in person. So if you're tired of swiping endlessly through dating apps and hoping for a match and you want to try something new, then explore some social audio platforms and see if that's a way for you to find somebody who you can connect with. So it's just connecting with potential partners sometimes when you hear their voices, it could be a game changer, you know? So you don't have to rely on their profile photos or their bio, but rather you can listen to their voices on platforms like Clubhouse, Fireside, LinkedIn Audio. Those are all unique ways of finding like-minded people and do something different. There are thousands of dating apps out there that cater to different niches. So whether it's cultural backgrounds to age demographics, there's an app for everyone. So you can try that out. And a pro tip is that you can use a short video to showcase your personality. If there are some apps that allow you to do that, that's your chance to shine a little bit, right? Like you can just do a little short video or do a little snippet so they can hear your voice, your personality, and the tone of your voice. Um, just being authentic is key. You don't want to act like someone you're not and have it be really fake, when you finally do meet them. So, and because social media is so popular now, you have to also take this time to kind of clean up your social media profile. Like if you have a lot of photos of you and your ex-boyfriends, you might not want to put all the photos up there about you and your exes, but rather maybe one or two photos. Um, if you have a lot of cats, you might not want to put all these photos of you and cats up. Just clean it up a little bit. Like you can tell him how much you love cats, maybe like on the fifth date, not on the first date. Or an extrovert, how do you bring out your personality on a date? Well, there are ways that an introvert person can go out on a date and be more comfortable. And that's maybe going to a lecture or a book signing or the museum or something like that, where you're not expected to talk so much or be so outgoing. So there are things that you can suggest to do on a date that can make you shine. So, if you want to amplify some of those innate social styles, you really can. Just don't worry and recognize and embrace your social style so you can find more comfort in dating. And just the introverts out there, I know it can be tough for you to just hop on a phone or do a video call right away. But what you can do if you're more comfortable is maybe email a couple times back and forth until you're comfortable, or texting might be more right up your alley if you're not super comfortable with jumping on the phone and reveal everything about you in a conversation. And extroverts out there, I know you have such a vibrant personality, but also be careful to not be too much for somebody. You want to maybe tone it down a little bit and try to slow down some conversations intentionally. Try to have more thoughtful conversations so you guys can know each other's deeper side of your personalities. Just tailor your dating experiences in a way that lets you put your best foot forward. So I guess another advice that I have for the singles out there is seek out new places to find people, to find love. Don't be afraid to ask your friends and family if they know anybody, and if they have an event, a social event that they go to, just ask them if they can invite you out, not to like set you up, but just to get you out there and do something different. So that's always nice. Word of mouth can be a very powerful tool, and you never know who in your circle knows somebody who might be a perfect match for you. So just getting out there, doing things, join groups, attend events where you might not normally go to, but just give it a chance. So yeah, all those things can help you meet someone great. And just don't be afraid to put yourself out there and find someone awesome. Man, go to twoasianmatchmakers.com and fill out a profile with me so I know where to find you and have your contact information. And if there's a great guy out there to set you up with, I would love to set you up. And it's free for ladies out there. So the men are my paying clients, and the men are the ones who hire me to actively find them someone great. So ladies, if you're in my database, I would just love for you to be part of my Rolodex and then I can find you when there's a great match for you. So